So in this video, I'm going to show you something very interesting, and that's how to go from being a worker to being a director with the help of AI. Now, if you're a product manager, a business analyst, or a project manager, you would have found yourself having to create test scripts, UAT test script at some points. And of course, if you're a QA, this is like your bread and butter. You know how tedious that process can be, spending a lot of hours creating the different test cases. Now, I'm going to show you a trick that you can use to go from spending as much as 4 hours to like 30 minutes or even less. Now, let me show you how we are going to do that. So on my screen right here now, I have, of course, our beloved ChatGPT. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a prompt for some requirements which I have created before. And this is the requirements for a store checkout process. So I'm going to just take this prompt and then I'm going to copy it. So this is the functional requirements, right? Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this script, this prompt, which is what I want you to use in creating the UAT scripts. So if you look at this prompt, it says create a test script from the requirements. And then I now go ahead to tell it the columns I want it to have. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit more about why I chose those columns. And now let's see what's going to happen once I press enter. So it's trying to create it for me in an Excel script. Okay. So once we expand this, you can see that it has actually already created the test script for me. Easy. So I prefer when it just gives me as a text table. So let me say something like, don't create it in a CSV. Create it on the ChatGPT window. Yes. So I prefer when it gives me like this because it's easier to copy. So what you just do is go ahead and copy this table, copy everything there, and then just go to your test script, which you've already created before, and then paste it now. So of course we can remove this one. And then really, this is it. You already have your test script. So one thing I want you to know is I like to keep this one here for traceability, but to make it neater, you can just hide this one. Okay. Now the actual results, of course, depends on what happens. And then you come to the pass and fail, and then you can choose if this one is a pass or a fail, and that is it. And you go to the next one. If it is a fail, you have your pass and fail. If it is fail, it is red. And literally that is it. Now, when we look at this process that we just replicated right here using AI, if you are supposed to do this yourself, the least time you could take is maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes or something. And now these are just 5 requirements. Now imagine having to do this for as much as, 50 requirements, 100 requirements, because some of the solutions I work with, we have about, 100 requirements, 150, and I can't necessarily go through this. I mean, before, ChatGPT, I was actually going through this process and it was very boring, very boring. But right now, all I just have to do right now is look at the requirements and review it to ensure that everything aligns. Now, one interesting thing you have to look at is the test steps. Now, these test steps are very generic, okay? So you have to ensure that you do not just go with it because the way you implemented the solution may be different from what you have here. So you go ahead and then you change the test steps to what you find in your solution or what you developed in your solution. And so literally that is it. Now, I want to show you something else. If you are a tester, you find yourself creating test scripts that are a little bit more detailed than this, trying to capture the different, edge cases and sub cases. And I have a prompt for you that can help you with that. So I'm going to take you back to that prompt sheet, and then you can see this prompt I created. So what I'm just going to say is I'm going to add it to this. And I'm going to say something like, okay, so let's say if I wanted to create that from the beginning, what I'll simply do is after writing this first one, I'm just going to paste this additional one there, and I'm going to tell it. Now, let me tell it to create it on the ChatGPT window. And just watch the difference in what it's going to do right now. Now, you're going to notice something. You're going to notice that that's 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. And if you notice in the example, I only told it 1.1 and 1.2, and I said and so on. But it understands that, it is a series. So see this. And literally that's it. You just take it and you do the same thing and you copy it. And that's it. And that's what AI is all about, helping you to automate these repetitive tasks. And that's how you can go from being a worker that spends so much time creating this boring test scripts to, creating something that just takes a few minutes. So all you have to do is, you look at the test script, you look at what was created, and then you ensure that it aligns with what you're expecting. You look at your test steps, ensure that it aligns with the solution that you built, and then you have your test script. Wait, I want to ask you something. Have you subscribed? See, if you are a UI UX designer, a front end or a back end developer, a product manager, project manager, business analyst, QA, or you are generally in the tech space, or you are an AI enthusiast, you need to subscribe because I'm going to be reviewing AI processes that can help you to make your work better. And I'm going to be reviewing a lot of AI tools that you can use across those different domains. So, see, just subscribe, okay? Just subscribe. Just like and subscribe. All right. See you in the next video.